Well, guys, we all knew that this day would come, and it is finally here. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are at each other's throats. They are fighting like a couple of petulant children, and I have a feeling that things are about to get really, really weird. Now, of course, this whole thing started because Elon Musk spent more than $280 million to help get Donald Trump elected. And when they finally got into the White House, Donald Trump, let him go into our government and try to burn it down from the inside out. And it really didn't take too long at all before we really started to see all of these different cracks starting to show. And now we have Elon Musk trying to distance himself from the Trump administration, especially because the big despicable bill is so antithetical to the entire mission that Doge was trying to accomplish. And so you had Elon Musk taking subtle little jabs at the administration. You saw him trying to muster up opposition for the budget bill. But things really started to heat up when Donald Trump decided it would be a good idea to air his dirty laundry during an Oval Office meeting with the German chancellor. He kind of started off soft, and then he kind of escalated his attack towards Elon Musk. And then after this meeting, things got absolutely wild on Twitter. So make sure you stick around. But let's go ahead and take a look at this Oval Office meeting. Here's Donald Trump being asked about Elon's opposition to their budget bill. If you guys do appreciate my work, please do remember to subscribe.
The criticism that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, regarding Elon Musk and your big, beautiful bill, what's your reaction to that? Do you think it in any way hurts passage in the Senate, which, of course, what is you're seeking?
Well, look, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible.
Well, I really don't know what to say about that, but I just wish he would criticize me and not the bill. Well, he's criticizing the bill, dumbass, because you guys are going to add to the debt and deficit, and it's something that you guys promised that you weren't going to do. And now you've got Elon Musk coming out and voicing opposition to this bill because, like I said, it is completely antithetical to the entire idea of Doge. The whole mission was to go in and to make government more efficient. And I think they're only submitting about $9 billion worth of cuts that Doge was able to find. And then they went and added billions upon billions of dollars to, beef up border security, to beef up the military. And now you've got this giant bill that is going to be devastating for the debt and the deficit. And all Donald Trump can say is, well, he didn't say anything mean about me. I mean, it is all so pathetic. So then he goes on to call Elon out specifically. He says, well, Elon is just mad that we got rid of the EV subsidies.
And, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And, they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And, Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning. Mr. Secretary, that hasn't changed at all, right from the beginning. But I know that it disturbed him. He wanted, and rightfully, he recommended somebody from that he, I guess, knew very well. I'm sure he respected him, but to run NASA. And I didn't think it was appropriate. And he happened to be a Democrat, like totally Democrat. And I say, look, we won. We get certain privileges. And one of the privileges, we don't have to appoint a Democrat.
So I actually don't think that Donald Trump is wrong here. Tesla, I don't even think would be a profitable company unless government subsidies actually existed, or those carbon credits that they use, or whatever they're called. So I would not put it past Elon to be very, very mad that these subsidies are going away. It's probably one of the main reasons that he is pissed off. And then he's also cutting off at the knees one of the people that Elon Musk had recommended to head up NASA. So you've got Donald Trump coming out and just kind of opening the floodgates just a little bit, taking his shots at Elon here and there, but then he starts to escalate it a little bit further. Here he says, well, I don't know if Elon Musk and I will be friends going forward.
I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting. and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is.
The President of the United States, everybody. This man is so pathetic. Well, he's been saying very nice things about me. He even wore my hat that said Trump is right about everything. Why can't he just trust me on this big, despicable bill, guys? Because the bill is atrocious. And I think a distinction needs to be drawn because a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, we agree with Elon, the bill is terrible. But we believe that the bill is terrible because it is going to cut millions of people off of their Medicaid, and it's going to cut millions of people off of their nutrition assistance. Also, we can give these giant tax breaks to the wealthiest among us. Elon Musk is pissed at the bill, supposedly, because it adds all of this debt and deficit. These are fundamentally different things. So we don't really agree with Elon. We can all just agree that, yes, this is a terrible, terrible bill, but for different reasons. And then things get heated up a little bit more. Here's Donald Trump saying that he is now disappointed with Elon.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
He hasn't said any bad things about me personally, guys. He said a whole bunch of nice things about me, but I'm really disappointed with him. I've actually helped Elon Musk a lot. I mean, here we have two of the most powerful men in the world fighting like little children. Does anybody else find this just absolutely pathetic? And my fear is that this is going to devolve in such a way that it's going to even further hurt the American people or our economy or this or that. I mean, these two men just have no self-control. They have no self-awareness. They're airing their dirty laundry in public as the German chancellor sits right next to Donald Trump. And it's all just one big show. So then he escalates his attack even further, claiming that Elon Musk, maybe he has Trump derangement syndrome.
He's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly. And some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But
so now he's accusing Elon Musk of having Trump derangement syndrome because Elon Musk is coming out and saying that this big budget bill that you're all giddy about, well, it's an absolute disaster because it's going to add between $3 and $4 trillion to our national debt. The deficits are going to explode. It's an absolute disaster of a bill. And all Donald Trump can say is, oh, well, maybe he's got Trump derangement syndrome, but he says a lot of nice things about me. He even wore my Trump is right about everything hat. So this is when things get really weird because I think that's about all that was said about Elon during this meeting with the German chancellor in the Oval Office. Trump decided to air his dirty laundry, but then Elon Musk came out afterwards. And here's what he posted on Twitter. He said, time to drop the really big bomb. The real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. So, I don't think this should come as a surprise to anybody. We have seen Donald Trump mingling with Jeffrey Epstein. We know he has been kind of evasive when it comes to the whole Jeffrey Epstein files thing. We saw how he answered that interview when he was asked about Epstein and whether he would release the files. He said, yeah, I might, but then I might not because, there's a whole lot of phony stuff in there. We all saw that video. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that the relationship with Jeffrey Epstein goes deeper than we probably know, and that is maybe one of the reasons that the files haven't been released, although we don't have any real evidence of that so far. I mean, it's a plausible theory, I suppose. So that obviously pissed off Donald Trump. So Donald Trump hit back, and he says, well, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. So now you've got the President of the United States giving Elon Musk basically the same treatment that he is giving Harvard right now, threatening to take away his subsidies and this and that. And so, yeah, it is devolving quite rapidly, I would say. And like I said at the beginning of the piece, we all knew that this was coming. We didn't know exactly when it would happen. I know a few people said it would take maybe 3 or 4 months, and they're pretty much right on the money there. But we knew this would happen. Donald Trump is a self-interested asshole who looks out for only himself. You've got Elon Musk. He's in it for self-enrichment and personal gain. And, these two personalities always want to be in the spotlight, and then they're competing for that spotlight. We all knew that this was going to happen. So now you've got Elon Musk stepping away from the Trump administration and criticizing the administration for this abomination of a bill. And now you've got Donald Trump, who at one time seemed to be scared of Elon and the power he could wield with all of his money. But it looks like the dam has broken, because now Donald Trump is coming out and he's fighting back, just like we might expect Donald Trump to do to anybody else that he's got a disagreement with. So we will definitely keep our eye on this, guys. It is, like I said, I think things are about to get real, real weird. I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but I think everybody should get out the popcorn and enjoy these two people going at each other's throats, because this is good for the United States. Donald Trump and Elon Musk have been absolutely devastating to our country, and when they're focused on fighting each other, that means they're not out there doing a whole bunch of other bad shit to the American people. And, with this relationship torn apart, that obviously weakens their force that they can exert against the American public. So, like I said, get out that popcorn, cheer this stuff on, the infighting. It's fun to watch, it's glorious, and more importantly, I think it's good for the country. So, I will leave it there for now, guys. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We are trying to build something here on the left that adequately pushes back against the right-wing media ecosystem that just shovels shit for Donald Trump nearly every single day. So if you do like what I do here, please remember to smash that subscribe button. Of course, that is free. And if you guys want to see how Bill Burr is coming out against the Trump administration and, for their cruelty and their inhumanity regarding these mass deportations, go ahead and watch that video on the screen now. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.